All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to DuePoint. You've been hanging around for a little while. I'm sorry for the delay once again. Welcome to everyone who's finally tuned into our live stream. We had some technological issues, but we're going to get now. My name's Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint, and I'll be spending the next 50 minutes or so with you going through what the business is about and what the opportunity is all about. So, like I said, you're here at our head office. We're actually a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa. They were founded in 1952, so they've been around for a very long time. That's their building in the background. They're actually based just down the road from us here in Randburg. That's their little orange logo. You might recognize it, you might not. They typically only deal with other FSPs, but for the first time through DuePoint are they now approaching or directing business directly to the public. The FSP number that we operate under is that one you see over there. You'll notice in the foyer above the water cooler outside, we've got all our FSP licensing on display. We've got a long and short-term insurance license, we've got our investment license, and we've got our FSP license on display. We've also got accreditation with the direct marketing and the direct selling associations. At this stage of the presentation, it's very important for our audience, for our guests, to start building some trust in the business we're going to be proposing this evening. That's obviously fundamental to creating any partnership, is that you find the business that you're in partnership with credible. These are the executives and the senior managers here at DuePoint. We've kind of arranged everyone from shortest to tallest and from least best looking to best looking. Brendan's out the room, I must say. So the three characters on the far left are all registered chartered accountants. Brendan is our senior executive. He heads DuePoint. He's got a lot of experience in financial services, particularly in insurance, because his family have been entrenched in insurance his entire life. His father's actually a professor of insurance who taught at Wits for 25 years. His father actually founded Clientele Life, and Brendan and his brother Stuart followed in their father's footsteps, also entered into the insurance industry and founded a very successful short-term insurer down the road called PMD, or Prime Meridian Direct. We all know PMD because they do a lot of advertising on a daily basis. Then we've got Tim Reynolds. He's got a lot of experience in corporate banking. He was with the First Rand Group for a number of years. He reported directly to the board of executives and the CEO there. A very corporate, cushy job, I'm sure. And he heads up our auditing and our regulatory aspects here at DuePoint. Stacey supports him in that role. She's got a lot of experience in auditing. She's worked her entire working career with Deloitte, locally as well as overseas, before she came back to South Africa and joined the team here. And then the two good-looking people, the non-accountants, Jane and I. Jane's got a lot of experience in direct marketing and direct selling, which is obviously fundamental to our business, because even though we're an insurance company, our growth is predicated on the success of networking, and you can call it referral marketing or network marketing, but Jane brings a lot of that experience. She's from the UK, she's been in South Africa for about 10 years, and then myself, I've been working in marketing and advertising most of my career. I did try to do a stint of engineering at Wits for a little while, but it was way too difficult, far too much work. Went back into the workplace. That seemed a little more calm and relaxed. I've been working in marketing and advertising since the mid-90s. I started a digital agency late 1990s and ran that successfully for about 17 years. It paid the bills, so the word successfully can be taken out of context, I think. But I'll touch on why I left that business. So this is the team. We propose a partnership. As much as we talk about partnering with Constantia and DuePoint, what we're really talking about is partnering with individuals, because these are the people that you're going to be dealing with if you do join this business. And our mandate as staff here at DuePoint is to support everyone that joins us in this partnership. So we want to collaborate with you. We want to see you successful. We want to see you effective in this business, because as a business, we can only be successful and profitable if the people that join this business are successful and profitable. So again, this is fundamental to creating a partnership, knowing that you're collaborating with the people that you're partnering with. Okay. So why are we here this evening? What is tonight? It's Tuesday night, right? Tuesday evening. Thursday. Sure. You can see what happens when you have technology issues. You forget about everything else. Thursday night, right? Most people treat Thursday night as a pooza night. But we here, you're at a business presentation. I kind of like to understand what the driving behavior is. Why would people come sit here on a Thursday evening when you could probably be doing much more interesting and more fun things, perhaps spending time with family, watching Generations, catching up on Game of Thrones. There's a lovely bar on the 3rd floor next door to us that's got a lovely view of Johannesburg, but we find ourselves here. So kind of the driving behavior or the driving factors that we discuss are typically all negative, because we wouldn't be sitting here if we had all the answers. If employment was the answer to all our financial woes, you would not be sitting here. You wouldn't be interested in an entrepreneurial opportunity, because you immediately know that any entrepreneurial opportunity is going to cost you time and effort, right? But we're here nonetheless. And some of the driving factors, the one thing we discuss is, I'm going to go over it very briefly, is the economy. The economy is in a dismal state. We've been in a recession now for the last 6 months. I don't think last year could get worse. Our economy was growing at 0.3%, which is really nothing to speak of, and it's become worse since then. We've got about 9 million people unemployed at the moment. We've got kids coming into the workplace, about 700,000, 800,000 matriculating every year, coming into an environment where there just aren't any jobs for them. We see it in the form of rising interest rates. The inflation rate sitting at just under 7%. Food inflation is sitting at 11%, and I would imagine that the majority of the people in this room haven't gotten a 7% increase in their salary for the last 5 years running, right? So we see the economy playing out in our lives in all these various ways. And one aspect that really exacerbates our personal finance position in a negative way is that 4-letter word you see up on the screen there. Now, I know you all love that 4-letter word because you have so much of it, right? You've got this love relationship with that 4-letter word. Don't shake your heads. No one forced you into debt. This is something that we willingly take on, right? And as a society, we're really bad at this, because the statistics that we get from the FSB paint this picture of South Africans really engaging in debt far too much. And we only start really looking at investments or savings products only much later in life. So we typically afford debt the moment you start earning a salary. Financial institution, or any business for that matter, would flag you as a wonderfully potential client if they know that you're getting a salary, because they know that they can debit you every month, right? We all know those SMSs you get the day you get paid. You get 1 SMS for payment for your salary coming in, and 20 for debit orders. Right? We all know how that goes at the end of every month. And South Africans will engage in a plethora of different debt instruments, and they take on all shapes and sizes. And I think it kind of illustrates our financial position in South Africa, because you'll see when industries become, when they're under duress, when they're under strain, they will start to package products and services to make it look like it's more affordable to us, right? So we see it even in the car industry. The car industry starts suffering, you will see, oh no, now you can pay a car off over 7 years. Oh, now suddenly you can pay a residual of 40% once your payment term's done. Things like this. And we think, oh, I can get this car for 3,500 rand, but you've got a 40% residual at the end of that term. So we see it. It kind of illustrates how desperate we are from a financial position. And so we'll engage in all kinds of debt, credit cards, personal loans, educational loans, home loans, like we said, car loans, hire purchase for anything. You've got clothing accounts, you've got food accounts, you're paying for avos that you ate from Woolworths last year, you're still paying for it. Right? And the statistics that we get from the FSB is really scary, because it shows you the extent of poverty in this country. Like the phrase up here on the screen says, debt is the worst poverty. You might not think you're in poverty, but when you're indebted for the rest of your life, and we see people getting engaged in this debt cycle that they never get out of. You'll never get out of it. You'll never get out of it. You might think, oh, I'm going to pay my house off by the time I retire, but you're still going to have credit cards. You're still going to be buying cars. And you'll probably end up dying with debt. And that debt is going to get passed on to who? Your family, your children, your beneficiaries. Someone says to me, you want to be my beneficiary? I say, no thanks. I'm not getting a windfall. I'm probably going to get your debt. Right? That's what we get as kids. And this is really what South Africans on a whole are experiencing. Unfortunately, we've got this thing that starts bearing down on us. It's retirement. And retirement really has the same effect as retrenchment. You don't get a salary at the end of each situation, right? So we kind of think, oh, retirement's going to be these glory days when I don't have to work anymore. For the majority of South Africans, it's actually the opposite of that. When the average South African gets to retirement, they're suddenly faced with these very dramatic changes that need to take place in their lifestyles. So this was an article that was actually published on the Fin24 website late last year that actually illustrates kind of what responsible retirement planning looks like. But for me, what it did was it kind of set or gave me a realistic outlook. As scary as it was, I wasn't very impressed when I got this. Tim sent this to me. Typical of an accountant to ruin your week who sends you retirement planning figures. So there's 3 columns that you can see over here, and each column is headed by a number. The number is an income that you would derive if you had saved a certain amount of money. So, you know, we all know what retirement planning looks like. Retirement planning is you saving for your entire life towards your retirement. And when you get to retirement, you'll have this nest egg, this investment that you've made, and the investment will pay you out once you retire, because your employer's now gotten rid of you, right? You're not getting a salary at the end of the month, and so you will need to depend on your investment. So here's a case of having been in the position of having saved R1 million by the time you retire. And that R1 million will pay you out 5,000 Rand a month for the next 30 years, right? Because the mortality rate is increasing constantly because of medical advances and healthcare and all of that. But who's going to live on 5,000 Rand a month? You're happy to live on, can anyone live on 5,000 Rand a month? No. My next question is, who's saving towards R1 million currently? You shouldn't have put your hand up. Everyone else is going to come ask you for money after the presentation. But there's generally only 1 or 2% of South Africans that engage in responsible retirement planning. The rest of us don't. We're in this debt cycle. And when we're in an economy and in an environment, a financial environment, economic environment, like in South Africa, you have this financial noose around your neck. 10 years ago, you might have been okay. But if you haven't got that 7% raise every year, your salary has been devaluing every single year. Food currently is doubling in price every 8 years. Can you even believe that? I can't even believe that. Doubling in price. I can't imagine. You go to the shops now, it doesn't matter whether you go to Woolworths or Checkers. You can't walk out there without spending nearly 1,000 Rand, and you've just got 2 bags on you, and you're thinking, what did I buy? Right? So this noose starts getting tighter because inflation is sitting at what it is. Your salary is not going up in line with inflation, and if you really have so much debt in your life that you are barely making it, when those things start to happen, suddenly you're not making it. And the statistics, again, that we get from the FSB show that 50% of the people with debt in this country, which is pretty much half the population, the working population, 50% of them are under debt review. We're talking about half the population that statistically is not able to meet their debt payments every month for longer than 3 months in a row. They're running out of money. And the same thing happens when you get to retirement. You get no salary, you don't have an investment in place to pay you out sufficiently, and suddenly you're left with these choices. What do I do? Do I move in with my kids? Do I sell my house, move into a caravan, sell the house, move in with friends? What do? You're suddenly left with these choices. And it's very unfortunate in the economy that we're in that people will get retrenched, which is exactly the same thing as being retired. There's no income. This business is all about taking control of your income. That's what we're going to be talking about this evening. And so out of all of this negativity, we saw an opportunity. As a business, we saw an opportunity to create a platform for the average South African to be able to engage in, to take control of their finances for the first time in their lives. And we've got 3 aspirations for the people that join this business. Number 1 is to see you become debt-free. Debt-free status. I don't think people even remotely appreciate what that looks like. Because again, if you're in a debt cycle, all you're trying to do is make sure that you don't run out of money at the end of the month. Because you don't have options. So where's the freedom to think about, oh, let's work on becoming debt-free? You're not working on becoming debt-free, you're working on keeping your head above water. So that is truly our first aspiration. You'll see it as a common thread throughout our business, our presentations, is to see the people in this business become debt-free. You get one SMS at the end of the month. Your salary has been deposited, the returns from DuePoint, and that's it. No other SMSs. No debit order for a house, debit order for a car, debit order for the credit cards. You don't have credit cards. You pay for your kids' education a year up front. You own the house, you own the car. Can you imagine that? Yes. You can imagine it. Are you working towards it yet? Yeah, maybe the wealth engineer, maybe the guests not so much. Our second aspiration is to see the people in this business start investing in proper investments. Investments that they can depend on long term, that they can work towards and look forward to when they get to retirement. And our third aspiration is just to see everyone happier. That's why you came here tonight. Because you had an inkling, a little bit of hope in your heart that you would hear something tonight that would give you an option to ultimately make you happier, to change your situation, to liberate you financially. How does this work? Our guests, you have the opportunity to join DuePoint. You contract with us, and when you contract with us, we refer to you as wealth engineers. And as wealth engineers, you really only have one task, and that is to go out and tell other people about DuePoint. That's all you have to do in this business. There's nothing more to it. When you're successful in that and we're able to place product with the people you introduce to us, that is what the success of the business looks like. The benefit for the wealth engineer is that you get to create additional income. This is the only way you're going to pay your debt off any faster at the moment, is being able to create this extra income. The nature of our income is recurring. Now this is probably one of the most awesome benefits of this business, because recurring income, well, I don't know, some of you might not appreciate what recurring income is. Some people refer to it as passive income. Recurring income is like owning a second house. Own a second house and you rent it out, right? So you're sitting at home sleeping, and the other person that's renting your house is paying you income every month. That is passive income. You don't have to go build the house every month. You don't have to clean the house every month. You sit back and you let that income come in. That is what recurring income is. This business allows you to build a business that creates recurring income. You're building an asset. The asset will pay you a recurring income, which means the effort that you put into this business in August 2017 will pay you in September, October, November, December. You can get to a point in this business, 5 years down the line, if you build a sustainable enough business, take 6 months of leave. Go on holiday, and you get paid every month. Try that one on your boss. Friday's as good a day as any. Walk into his office and say you want to take 6 months of leave. See what he says. You'll find HR, print resignation letter for this person. He wants to take leave. Right? That's ridiculous. It's laughable. The power of duplication. This is leverage. This is how CEOs get the biggest bonuses and make the most money, because they are leveraging all the staff that work for them. In this business, it's something similar. These channels of distribution that you're going to be going out and building are actually your ability to go out and build teams that you're going to collaborate with. And now when you've got a team of 10 people all contributing, investing and sacrificing time into your business, which will increase your recurring income, that is leverage, right? So it's the power of duplication. This is a flexi-time business. Don't make the mistake of thinking, oh, this business is great. I can do it when I feel like it. I can do it in my spare time. Who's got spare time? Sitting back doing nothing in the week. Anyone? We don't have spare time. We don't. So unfortunately, by the end of this presentation, if you're interested in this business, you're also going to have to make the decision of how am I going to sacrifice to fit DuePoint into my life. There's no way around that one. I don't want to see you become one of those wealth engineers that gets involved in this business and then doesn't sacrifice their time, hasn't decided how to schedule this business into their week. What does it look like? Because if you're successful in this business, I promise you, you're going to be here for the rest of your life. So I hope you like me, I hope you like the team, I hope you like the officers. Right? Because if we're going to be in the position where we're able to pay you a return for the rest of your life, I would assume that you would be engaged into this business long term. And so decide tonight, what does that look like? Does that look like my Saturdays? Is it my Tuesday and Thursday evenings? Is it every night of the week? Is it just Friday at lunchtime? What does it look like for you? There's no startup capital. We've made this system as low risk as possible. There's no startup capital, there's no registration fees, there's no boxes of product that you have to buy to get started in this business. There's no qualifications or experience required. That's important because we are regulated by the Financial Services Board. So I've got to do exams, financial exams, all these things to be regulated. We actually contract you out of that obligation, so you don't have to worry about any of that. You can still enjoy the benefits of being in a business that creates recurring income. You get to build an asset. This is a very important point, because if I propose to you that I want your free time, or not the free time, but the time that you sacrifice, this is time with your family, time relaxing, time watching sports, whatever you do. If that's the time I want, at least know that the time you're investing is going into an asset that you have ownership over. This is the antithesis of employment. We will spend 40 to 45 years working to build someone else's asset. We get no dividend check, no options on the asset we built, no upside when the business does well. In this business, you are building an asset you own. You can move it into a family trust. You can sell it. You can give it to your kids. You can seed it to your beneficiaries if something happens to you. There's no selling involved.
Yay!
It's a tough crowd. It's a tough crowd. I'll say it again. There's no selling involved. That's the first question you ask the person that invited you here. What are we selling? What are we selling? What's the product? Milkshakes, vitamins, perfume, what they got there? Yeah. Did you bring your uncle's bucky because you knew you were going to take products home with you tonight? Our products are intangible, they are financial products, right? We've got systems that take care of all the distribution. It happens automatically. Automatically, you don't have to bat an eyelid and it's done already for you. There's no stock involved, no tangible products, no expiry dates. Our products don't smell. You don't have to fit them in the garage at home. Right? So we make this business, the system, as convenient and as simple to get engaged with as possible. And this is all determined by your success in building channels of distribution. This is what a channel of distribution looks like. It begins with you. You become a wealth engineer, and you're going to go out and speak to your friends, acquaintances, strangers, whoever. You're going to speak to people and tell them about the business opportunity. Not about the products. The business opportunity. It is the most attractive commodity that exists in South Africa today. The most attractive. Income opportunity. That's what people want to hear about. That's what you're going to speak to them about, the DuePoint business opportunity. If you're successful in that, and you get some people to join DuePoint and they take out a product, that is the beginning of your channel of distribution. And those people are going to go out and do exactly the same thing. Power of duplication. This is what your channel can look like after some time. Based on you finding only 5 people. This is leverage. Next month, there'll be a few more dots here. You're getting paid for every single dot on the screen every single month. Now, you'll be forgiven if you arrive in the presentation thinking, oh, I've been invited to one of those schemes. We know those schemes, right? We're not one of those. We're a registered insurance company. There's only about a dozen in the entire country. We're a registered insurance company. We've been around for nearly 70 years. We're not one of these schemes. We're trying to create an authentic opportunity for South Africans to help themselves. To be this beacon of light in South Africa at the moment. And the opportunities for you to get engaged with this business opportunity. We also make the mistake of thinking, oh, I'm hoping that tonight I'm going to hear something where I can get rich quickly. I want it easy, I want it quickly. On the previous slide, I spoke about convenience and making the business simple. I didn't say it was easy to be successful in this business. You can get involved in this business easily. It's one application form. It takes you less than 10 minutes. But to be successful is a whole nother story. Everything in life is like that. Money that comes easily, leaves easily. Right? So I'm sorry to tell those of you who had different expectations. This business is frustrating. This is a people business. We can't even get on with our direct family members. Now I've got to get on with everybody. It's frustrating. But if you're willing to endure that frustration. If you have that persistency, if you're consistent, if you schedule DuePoint into your week, that's when you can look forward to success. You have to think long term in this business. Everything we do in this business is long term. When we talk 5 years, at least 5 years. Can you persist that long? 5 years? Or are you thinking, oh, that's ridiculous, 5 years? We have to think long term. So this is my disclaimer slide. So you can say, Robbie did warn us. When you come complain to me after month 3, say, this business is killing me. I'll say, talk to me in 4 years' time. So how do we pay our wealth engineers? We pay the wealth engineer something called a return at the end of every month. It's based on the product that you have in your channel. We pay a base return fee of R27.50 for every product that is in your channel. Right? Remember the people you introduced on personally on point 1? These are people on point 1. On point 1, we pay you double the R27.50. We pay you R55 for every product on point 1. Remember, recurring income. So it's not once off. We pay you every single month for those 5 products on point 1. On point 2, the same thing. These are friends of friends. These are people you haven't introduced. On point 3, the multiplier starts to drop to 100%, all the way down to point 8. 8 points away from you, we're now paying you 4% of the R27.50. But what you have to note at this point is that we don't limit you at point 8. From point 8 to infinity, to the 100th point away from you, we will keep paying you a portion of the return. That 4% just keeps going down. We don't limit you on how large your channel can get at DuePoint. We don't limit you on how much money you can earn at DuePoint. The accountability lies at you. You need to make the decision to what you want in this business. So this is the mechanics of the returns. The next question naturally is, well, how much money can I earn after a certain amount of time? Okay, we get that question all the time. So the accountants, they got creative and they built this thing called the path to success. Okay? What it does is it plots a trajectory for you. It's based on a growth formula. It says if you're a new wealth engineer, you can put 3 people into your channel in your first month. And then every consecutive month thereafter, you only have to put in another 2. So it's 3, let's call it August. 3 in August, 2 in September, 2 in October, right? Into perpetuity. You're going to be adding 2 every single month. 1 person every 2 weeks going forward. If you can do that, you can expect these numbers. R2,500 after 6 months. It's not so much, is it? Yes? No? Everyone sounds confused. I'm just getting, I didn't think it was a lot. 6 months of work for R2,500. Mustn't forget it's recurring income. It's recurring income. You can take month 7 off. Not do anything in month 7. And you'll get another R2,500. Right? This is recurring income. But let's take a look at R2,500 in the context of debt, because everyone in this room has got debt that they're trying to get rid of. So here's someone with a R1 million bond, R1 million debt. Right? It's probably the biggest debt you'll ever have in your life. Is paying off your house. R1 million bond, you're going to be paying it off typically 20 years, because that's the term we always want to take with a bond. Right? This is my salary. What's the biggest house I can get for my salary? I'll pay it off until I retire. That's what we do. That's what I do. I'm like, I'm not shopping for little houses. I want the nicest house for my salary. I'll bond myself until I'm 60. Right? Bad decisions. But creating additional income. If I take this R2,500 and I put it into my R1 million bond repayment as an additional payment, I'll reduce the bond term from 20 years down to 11.5 years. I nearly halve the term of the bond. If I'm 40, I don't wait until I'm 60 to pay the house off. I pay the house off when I'm 51. Do you know how much money you save? In this example, this R2,500, guess how much money it saves you in repayments? It's going to save you R1 million. Isn't that crazy? The whole house, this value is R1 million. And R2,500 a month is going to save me R1 million in repayments. We need to start thinking about debt differently. After 12 months, you're on nearly 9,000, 10,000 rand a month. That's over 100,000 rand in annual recurring income. 12 months away. Who's expecting a 100,000 rand bonus at the end of this year? No one, right? Because we sit there waiting, expecting it, instead of having control over it. Here you have control over it. After 24 months, you're on about 30,000 rand a month. Now we're talking, right? Now you've got options. Now you've got real options. 30,000 rand extra coming into your household. After 36 months, you're on about 50,000 rand a month. For our heavy rollers, our high rollers here, we've got an example of a 5 million rand bond. At month 30, you're earning about 36,000 rand a month. Put that 36,000 rand a month into your 5 million rand bond. You'll pay that house off in less than 7 years. Now we're talking. I don't think you can even buy a townhouse for 1 million rand in Bryanston anymore. Right? 5 million rand house, that's great. I'm 40, I've paid the first house off by the age of 47. Buy another house. By the age of 54, I've paid off the second 5 million rand house. Buy a third one. By the age of 61, when I'm ready to retire, I own 3 houses, 5 million rand each. That's how you make money out of property. Not by paying off the one house. Going, what's the biggest house I can buy? I'll bond it until I'm retired, so that I can live in a big house. Right? Then I get to 60, and I've just finished paying off one house. Now what do? I haven't been able to put money away into an investment because I've been paying a bond and cars and the kids off for my whole life. Sell the house, move into a caravan, now I've got some money. Right? That's what most people do. They don't realize it. You need to make a decision now for your future, whether it's retirement in 20, 30, whatever years time. The decision is for today that we make. After 48 months, you're close to about 70,000 rand a month, and after 60 months, you've created for yourself about 1 million rand in recurring income annually. Can't even connect to that example. I don't even know what that means, 1 million rand extra. Imagine telling people I make 1 million rand a year in my flexi-time job. At what stage of this process can you tell your boss what you really think about it? We talk about options. You don't have the option to do that. Can you tell your boss what you think about it? Some of us might have nice bosses. I've got a very nice boss. But we don't have that option at the moment. This business is about creating options for yourself. This is based on 3 plus 2. It's purely academic. It's just an example. You can join this business and not do anything. You be part of the 0 plus 0 growth formula. But you can also do more if you want more. If you want more than 1 million rand after 5 years, do more. Do more than 3 plus 2. Good wealth engineers that do. Plenty wealth engineers that do more than 3 plus 2. Here's Jack. He's from Witbank. He joined at the end of January. February got going. Got to nearly 1,000 rand a month within 30 days. Right? That's 12,000 rand annually that he created for himself in the space of 30 days. He tripled it in the next couple of months. The next couple of months after that, he doubled it again. And here we beg our bosses for 7% a year. Engelbert from Durban, he joined right at the beginning of last year. He had a lot of setbacks in 2016. He had health issues, he had issues in his channel, people getting involved in schemes and doing all kinds of things. What's important to know is that he didn't quit. He was willing to burden that frustration and keep going. Keep going. Got to 3,500 rand by January, so that was after a year. Reset himself. Focused again this year. His health is up to scratch. And he's pushing. Go listen to his testimony on YouTube. He's all about the long game. All about it. It's like, I've still got 8 years left until I'm 60. I'm going for it. Nkanyezi, join in March, right? March this year. That's what the 7 means, this year. Do you think she's happy with 3 plus 2?
No.
No, she's not. Go listen to her testimony. That's great. She's not happy with 3 plus 2. She wants more than 3 plus 2. Guess how many people this lady speaks to a day? She's got a target, a personal target. She wakes up in the morning, she's got a full-time job. She wakes up in the morning, she's got a target of speaking to 25 people a day. A day. You've run out of family and friends after day 3. She says, you stand behind her in the queue and Pick and Pay, you're going to be spoken to. She's relentless. She's relentless. She's got this big why. Her children are her big why. A lot of us, a lot of parents, right? Life changes when you have children. Little financial burdens, I call them, running around. The accountability lies with you. The decision as to what you want lies with you. If you just want to get to 2,500 rand a month and that is enough for you, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want something big, well, then you know what you need to do. I'm not going to phone you if you're not keeping up with what you want to do. I'm here to support you. We are all here to support you. But the accountability 100% lies with your decision making on a daily basis. We've got hundreds of wealth engineers that we pay every month. We are paying more and more wealth engineers every single month. Most companies out there are in survival mode. Let me tell you, DuePoint is in thrive mode. We are in thrive mode. So that's the returns. That's what we pay our wealth engineers at the end of every month. Over and above that, we've got a rewards program, right? Extra to the returns program. If you become a wealth engineer, we start giving you something called XP, experience points, for all your activities as a wealth engineer. And as your business starts to grow, we reward you along the way. So if you join and become a wealth engineer this evening, you will start out as a rank 0 wealth engineer, right? You're still part of the 0 plus 0 growth formula. Your aim is to obviously grow your business, to grow your recurring income. And when you're successful at that, you can get to rank 1 pretty quickly, because all you need is 1,000 XP and 4 products in your qualified channel. You can do this in 24 hours if you really want to, right? So I'll give you guys till tomorrow to get to rank 1. And when you get to rank 1, you'll get a return at the end of the month, but through the XP rewards program, you get an extra 55 rand. And as you start to do better and you're more active and your business starts to grow, the rewards get bigger. You start ranking up 100 bucks, 400 bucks, 1,500, 20, 50,000 rand. We give our wealth engineers tools that make them more effective. This little USB stick we give to all our rank 5s. You can plug it into anything. Phones, tablets, laptops, computers, TVs, apples, bananas, Androids. It plugs into all of your devices. So that Patrick and Pumi can show people the DuePoint opportunity regardless of what device they have around them. At rank 7, we get luxury premium business cards manufactured for our wealth engineers. They're on display in the merchandise cabinet. Go take a look at them. To get a single set done costs in excess of 20,000 rand. But we usually get 2 or 3 sets done at the same time. It becomes a little bit cheaper. When you tell people about DuePoint, they've probably never heard of DuePoint before. We don't have any brand equity yet. But when you put a 20,000 rand business card in someone's hands, something that's 50 times more valuable than the business card they got in their back pocket, your credibility goes up. You suddenly get given a little more time to explain what DuePoint's all about. Right? These are tools to help you be more effective at building your channels of distribution. At rank 9, we take you and your family business class flights to a 5-star luxury resort for 7 days every single year going forward. Think about that again. I tease everyone. I say usually we get to December, we have a family meeting to see how much money's in the bank account, see who's going to get a bonus for Christmas or not, 13th check, and then you decide we're going to the Vol Dam or Bunga Rocks. I'm telling you, because every single person in this room has got opportunity to get to rank 9. And you can join us. At the end of this year, this is where we're going. This is the actual resort we've already block booked. You decide when you're coming. There's no time limit. You can make it this year or aim for next year. There's no time limit to it. Up to you.
Dark.
got 3 families in the last 6 months that have qualified for this. We had one gentleman go from 0 to rank 9 in 5 months. Accountability lies with you. Are you going to break that record? You're going to do it in 4 months? Up to you. Guess what happens at rank 11? This happened about 6 weeks ago in our parking lot. We spent R250,000 on a brand new car for one of our wealth engineers. But they now drive around with no debit order at the end of the month. One less SMS on payday. And you see the common theme of trying to get our wealth engineers to debt-free status. This is just rank 11. It went down to rank 20. Rank 20. This is still early days. We're already designed up to rank 28. What do you think happens at rank 28? I'll leave that up to your imagination. Another benefit we have for our wealth engineers is a wealth quest. This is something that we do every month. It's a challenge that we issue to the wealth engineers just to make things a little more exciting every month. This month's wealth quest is a quest for quality. If you can find 2 new wealth engineers to bring into your channel and get them qualified, which means you're going to help support them get 3 people of their own each. And if you achieve 100% PPQ over the same month, which means all your debit orders go off successfully, right? It's a quest of quality. You'll get an extra 5,000 Rand and 2,000 XP by the end of next month. Every month there's a new wealth quest. If you wait for the 1st of August, there'll be a new one. New reward, new challenge. Okay, this slide basically explains our business model. Typical insurance companies engage in normal marketing channels like PMD. I've got a PMD billboard outside my window. Insurance companies spend a lot on client acquisition. At DuePoint, we don't spend a cent on marketing. We don't do any advertising. You won't see a DuePoint logo outside of this building because we rely on our wealth engineers, on you, to go tell people about the DuePoint opportunity. So instead of like the insurance industry that spends billions on client acquisition through marketing every year, we take that portion of our premium and pay it to our partners, to our wealth engineers, in the form of returns and rewards and those wealth quests that you see. Okay, that basically explains our business model. We've got 3 products. The products all have very different benefits, so you're free to look at taking out one product or all 3 products. The first product is called Access Wealth. It is an investment product, 299 Rand a month, of which 100 Rand will be invested in your name in a tax-free investment fund that sits with Sanlam Investments. It's not a notice or a fixed deposit. You can draw that investment out at any stage. It takes about 72 hours to process, and you can draw it out. We give you a little bit of insurance with this investment product, 110,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover if anything should happen to you along the way. So this is our investment product. Product number 1, Access Wealth. Product number 2 is an insurance product. This is strictly an insurance product. It is 274 Rand a month, but this time you get 1.1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. The beauty of our personal accident cover product is that we don't profile you from a health risk point of view, right? It's personal accident cover. So you can be 80 years old, you can be diabetic, and you can still take up this product. The premium still remains the same, and you still get the full benefit of the 1.1 million Rands worth of cover. The third product is called the Wealth Points Buyers Club program. This program aims to save us money on the money that we spend every month anyway. So for 274 Rand a month, you get to enjoy the discounts that we've negotiated with the list of partners that you see over there. So like we said, food is becoming absolute fortune. Groceries, we've got ShopRite Checkers as a partner. We've got Hershey's, we've got a whole bunch of retail partners there that we've negotiated discounts with for our Wealth Points program members. We've got the entertainer, which is great. I took someone to lunch just the other day across the road, paid half price for my meal. Right? 85 Rand off a single meal, and they have over 1 million Rand worth of buy one get one free vouchers in this program. Crazy, the entertainer. We've got Eagle Ford. Want to buy a new car? Shouldn't be buying cars. We should all be on bicycles, actually. Our state of affairs. Right? We've got Eagle Ford. We're always signing on new partners into this program. If you're looking for immediate benefit out of any other products, this is a great product to have. We've just signed up a new data partner called Always On. They've got 2,500 Wi-Fi hotspots around the country. We've negotiated their data rates down to 1/3 of the cost for our Wealth Points program members. So you can get a gig for less than 37 Rand through this program. So as I said, we're always going to be adding new partners. This is the latest partner. I remind you of the support that you get here as a wealth engineer. Do not join this business and think you can do it on your own or think you're going to do better than anybody else. It's a very straightforward business. Get plugged into everything that we've provided here. Like I said, our mandate here is to support our wealth engineers. We want to see you as effective as possible. So get plugged into that support. We live stream every event to the entire country so that you can leverage your efforts outside of Johannesburg. Right? We've got thriving businesses in every province, every town. Leverage that because of the technology that we've invested in. Make this your home. So we've got wealth engineers that have meetings here, that present here in the boardroom, they use the breakout rooms. We've got free Wi-Fi for everyone that comes here. We've got free tea and coffee. Get plugged in, because if you're successful in this business, you're going to be here for a long time, right? Decision slide. We're near the end, folks. What is the decision? The decision is to now start taking control of your income. The economy is not going to change, at least not overnight. Right? Probably change by the time I retired, hopefully. Stop looking at these external factors to change so that your environment, your financial position suddenly becomes better. It's not going to happen. You need to start taking control of your own income, which means accountability on your part, a decision on your part to do that. Your boss is not going to do it for you. Your spouse is not going to do it for you. You don't want to become a burden to your kids when you get to retirement and to your family. It requires a decision way ahead in advance for this to happen. And yes, there's a little bit of risk involved. Everything in life is risky. Some guy said to me, if you're risk averse, you must stay at home in the corner under a blanket and not come out. Take chances. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. Right? It's almost a fundamental principle in the insurance industry. So take that little bit of risk. See what happens. We don't tie you into 12 or 24 months contracts here. If you don't want to do the business, you can leave. We want people that are engaged, that are passionate, that have belief in this business. Let me tell you, Yezi, she presented to 100 people the one day. Remember the lady that speaks to 25 people a day? Yes. Spoke to 100 people. Big presentation like this. Guess how many people said to her no? 98 of them. But if you have belief, you don't quit after the 98 notes. That's what makes the difference. As I look forward to having new people join this business. More faces, more partners, and support from everyone around you. And like I said, we make joining very easy. You can go through our application form. It takes less than 10 minutes to become a wealth engineer. Jump onto our homepage, www.DuePoint.net, click on the big blue apply button, go through the application form. Once you've gone through everything, you'll get a wealth engineer number emailed to you and SMS to you. Download the mobile app. You can start adding value to this asset that you own, that you can start building tonight. You're that determined? You think you can get to rank 1 by tomorrow? I will take you to lunch if you get to rank 1 by tomorrow. Right? We've got merchandise. This is not a profit center for us. These are tools to help you be more effective. Please consider getting business cards. Please. I know that the wealth engineers, there are not enough of you with business cards. They're also on display in the cabinet. The pricing's on the counter. These make you seem more professional. This is very much a first impression business. You have to speak professionally, behave professionally, dress professionally. It's a professional business. So get business cards. We've got a whole other bunch. The USB sticks are very convenient. They've got our video collateral on there. You can buy them at the counter. This is the training we had. So we have training once a month. We have training on, this is the training we still have to have, sorry. 0 to Hero. It basically illustrates the path from your first 30 days in this business all the way to rank 9. Brendan is going to demonstrate what that looks like and how to do it. He's going to roll it out for you, a whole plan, right? From nothing to rank 9, from hero to 0. The training is on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock before the intro presentation. Make sure you book for it. Usually we booked out. We might be booked out already. But you can tune into it on the live stream. It'll be up on YouTube immediately after we do the training. So if you can't come into head office or you can't watch the live stream, make sure you watch it this weekend. We've got the YouTube channel, all our videos on there, subscribe there. Once you become a wealth engineer, download the mobile app. You can run your business from the palm of your hand. That little mobile app reflects everything that's happening in your channel in real time. Guys, we are done with our presentation. For those of you having lunch with me tomorrow, just give me a phone call in the morning. Arrange one. I thank you for your time this evening. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see a lot more of you. Thank you.